so many traders are trading for financial freedom, financial independence, to be able to, I guess, buy the nicer things, control their own time. And this whole freedom pie chart is half time and half money, because you can't get financial freedom or time freedom without either or. Okay. Here's the problem, however. Most people can't define what that outcome is. So it's like having a goal without, a specific outcome or destination is just a fucking dream, right? And you're never gonna achieve it because you've not defined it. Okay, this is really important stuff. In order for you to attain that financial freedom, you need to define and work out what that looks like first. Now, that might be a number, it might be a pot of money, it might be diversification, it might be some savings and a residual income. But there's lots of variables here over what your cost of living actually is and what that number is going to be. It's going to be different for an 18-year-old living at home with no mortgage to 40-year-old man or woman with a large family and a big mortgage, right? However, I guess it's relative. The 18-year-old probably is not sat on a stack of savings. The more mature, like myself, might have built some wealth in and around that to add a little bit of comfort to it too. So, or not, right? Or not. So it's really important that I think those trying to achieve that can actually start putting some numbers on here. Because one thing's for sure, without putting the number on it, you're never going to achieve it. It's going to be something you're continually trying to achieve without context. It's like getting in the car and not putting a destination in the sat nav and aimlessly driving around. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get there because you haven't defined where you're going. So here's my tips. Number one is to review your current expense base. Review your, I guess, assets, savings, or whatever. What's the leanest you can live on? Yeah. As priority one, this is what I did. I removed the luxuries at first to make sure I knew what my baseline number was to provide, to survive, not just survive, but to live, yeah, and not put too much pressure on myself on things that I can add back in as and when there's a level of comfort to do it. Number two is what level of security you're after. To some, it might be 12 months of that number. It might be 6 months of that number. To an 18-year-old lad living in his, or girl living in their mum and dad's bedroom, it might be 3 months of that number. It might be total diversification of different income streams, but whatever it is, it's going to be different for everybody. There's not a one-size-fits-all approach here. What I would suggest it should be as a minimum is a minimum of 6 months living expenses in a pot that you don't touch, that's there for a rainy day. Another pot that you're trading from that's providing income for you to withdraw from too, and also diversified prop accounts with different prop firms that's also paying you income. And that's a good starting point for you to be able to create what I would call your FU pot. That, if you're working a job you don't like, or maybe you quit that job and it frees up time for you to go and explore other passions that might also provide you with income opportunities. That other business idea that you've always been putting off because you've not been, financially secure enough to do it. Trading gives you them opportunities, but you've got to define what that number looks like first, and then create a plan to achieve it. So many traders I see haven't defined it, don't really know what that number is, and I absolutely guarantee you're never going to achieve it. So reminder, cut your expenses, define the number, work out what that level of security and what that plan looks like so you can create your FU pot.